live. I'm trying to figure this out, guys. If I am live, bear with me. If I'm not live, well, then I guess it doesn't matter. Trying to figure out this restream. It says I am live, but I don't see it. So let me go back to my channel. Let's see. We're trying to figure this out as we go. I'm not seeing me live. Oh, wait. I think I just popped up. Okay. Show. Now that we finally have this live, we're going to try to figure this out. All right. So hold on. Bear with me. Wait a minute. So we're going to tag the video really fast. Excuse the mouse stepping because you're going to hear little mouses. Oh, that sounds horrible. Oh, shit. All right. We're almost done. Bear with me, guys, if you're watching this. Bear with me again. I'm sorry, but as I know it sounds horrible. And then we will get into what this is about. I don't want to mute the mic for people who are hopping in. I cannot see the chat at the moment. Just bear with me as I type this in. I am almost done. Okay. Couple of more tags, and then we will begin the show, as they say. I hate how it sounds. Oh, this is annoying me. I hope it's not annoying y'all, because it is annoying me with a capital A. So annoying, not annoying, annoying me. Oh, I hate the sound of this. I hate videos that are all about just sound. It pissed me off. Always give it a thumbs down. So on this one, because of the start of this, if you give me a thumbs down, I am not even mad, to be honest with you. I hate putting the zone because they always false flag my channel. Actually, this is not the zone. This is Netflix. I'm tripping. Whoa, what just happened? That's right. This is Netflix boxing. Okay, here we go. Let's save it. Come one, come all. What's going on, Jay Will? Hey, I'm going to drop the link, Jay Will, in just a second. I'm trying to figure out this restream. So just bear with me. You're more than welcome to hop on here if you want to, Jay Will. It's been like years since I've used Restream, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go. We're doing it on the fly. Change your mind on Bud chances now on winning, or was it staged? I don't change anything. Canelo going to beat that ass, but I don't think he is going to beat that ass because I think it's going to look like William Skull. I think Bud is going to fight off the back foot like he did against Victor Post style, and that's just going to be the name of the game. Terence already told you the game plan. When they asked him, Turkey said he does not like running. No more Tom and Jerry. Crawford said in response, nobody's going to tell me how I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight how I fight. That's not verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. And that tells me everything I needed to know. He's not going to stand in the pocket. He's not going to trade because if he does that, he's going to get knocked out. So what he is going to do is fight from range. Now, I want to say this. Today was hilarious to me because I believe Terence Crawford came in stiletto forces because how did he get an inch to 2 inches taller than Canelo when at the first face-off, Canelo was either the same height or slightly taller than Crawford. How do you grow an inch to 2 inches? How? So I've been saying this for a while. I don't think Terence Crawford is that tall. I think he's about 5'7" max. And whenever they get in the ring and they're both in boxing shoes and somebody doesn't have stilts on their tennis shoes, you're going to see that they're going to be looking eye to eye. I've been saying this for a long time. Now, Terence Crawford, he's definitely going to have the reach advantage. But as far as that slight height advantage that people were talking about, it ain't going to happen. It ain't there. Now, there was other pictures to where you could see Canelo's forearms next to Bud's forearms. Canelo's definitely the thicker fighter. The thing that I don't like in both these press conferences, they both had on kind of loose clothes, so it's very hard to tell who's thicker, who's heavier. They might actually be around the same weight, but if you look at this picture right here, Canelo's neck is way, way thicker than Terence Crawford's, which leads me to believe he is the much bigger man outside of fight competition. So how I see this fight going, and then like I said, Jay Will, if you want to hop on the panel, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to. You can still type to me. I see this fight going like this. Canelo was asking for a smaller ring. I highly doubt he will get it. I don't think Canelo's going to get the 18 by 18 ring, only because Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes. Crawford doesn't have a rehydration clause on Canelo. It's just make weight at 168 and they fight. And then whenever they come to the ring, they weigh whatever they weigh. So being that Crawford has already gave up everything to Canelo, I highly doubt Turkey is also going to favor Canelo and give him a small ring. I think it's going to be a 20 by 20 ring. I don't think it's going to be any bigger than 20 by 20, but I doubt it'll be any smaller than 20 by 20. I think it's just going to be a standard boxing ring. What's going on, Jay Rules? Long time no talk to. If you want to hop on the panel, the link is in the chat. This is my first time in a long time using Restream, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know how it looks on YouTube, and I don't know how it sounds on YouTube. So we're playing this by ear. But yeah, he said got a Katie Taylor neck. You know, I like to call this fight Eddie Reynoso Bistro, or actually, scratch that. Reynoso's Bistro against the snack pack. That's really what this fight comes down to. It's the bistro against the snack. Who wins? What's better? Is the beef better or the vitamins better? We're going to find out in this fight. Which one helps the fighter more? I don't know. But like I said, we're going to find out very soon. Now, in today's press conference, I was very surprised that Canelo kind of let Crawford bump chest with him and he started stepping backwards. Now, I will say this. The security to me was kind of one-sided, and I don't understand why, because the security immediately grabbed Canelo, but they didn't touch Crawford at all. They just allowed him to walk up on Canelo even after they was kind of pulling Canelo back, which was weird to me because normally they separate both fighters and not one fighter, but the security was only concerned with grabbing Canelo. So they grabbed him by the waist. Crawford kind of leans on him chest to chest, puts his weight on top of Canelo, and Canelo kind of does a arm push. I believe it was with his right arm. And at first I couldn't tell. Big Mac always looks hungry to Jay Will in the chat. At first I couldn't tell if Canelo moved backwards or Crawford actually moved backwards. But I believe after rewatching it a couple of times, it was Crawford that got pushed backwards. I don't think it was like Canelo pushing against the wall and backed up. He was being pulled backwards by the security the whole time, like I said, which I didn't understand. Well, Crawford was just free to walk forward. But I do believe Canelo gave him a little shove and moved him backwards. Now, I don't think this is indicative of the fight. I don't really believe fights are won in face-offs or lost in face-offs. I don't believe because one guy pushes one guy backs up, the other guy doesn't back up. Security separates one guy, doesn't separate the other guy. That is any indication of who would win the fight. I would say it's eye candy for the casuals, but outside of that, it ain't got no bearing on the fights. I've never understood face-offs where two dudes refuse to look away. Look here, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to gaze in your eyes like you're my female. Like, I'm not trying to do that. So when guys just stare at each other for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes straight without blinking, That's weird to me. It's like y'all trying to invite each other to the Diddy party. No, this is no baby oil. I'm not trying to look in your eyes for 2, 3, 4 minutes. So if I was doing the face off, I'm always going to be the first one to look away because I'm not trying to stare in your eyes that long. I'm gonna look at you, let you know I'm about to mess you up because we're still early in the live. I'm about to mess you up, and then I'm gonna look away and not care what you do. But I don't really think anybody won or lost this press conference, either one, because they both said that they could beat each other. Even in the interviews they've done, Crawford said he's going to win. Canelo said he's going to win. Crawford said 70% chance. Canelo said 100% chance. Crawford said he's going to take the belt. Canelo said you can't. We'll see. I believe that's what he said. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Which is always a bad omen for the fighters that Canelo fights, because every time he says we see is whenever he comes out and does his best performances. Like almost every single time. All right. I see J. Rule's in the back, but I don't know how to add people. Hold on. I think I got to figure it out. All right. I believe we got Jay on the panel. Oh, I don't know how to get the chat back. There we go. What's going on, Jay? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Not much. Long time no talk to.
Oh yeah, man. It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just sitting up here chilling in Smyrna, Georgia.
Well, you know I'm in the A too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You are right, right.
Yeah, man. It seems we all moving to the A. The West Coast, the East Coast, all end
Yeah,
up in Atlanta somehow.
yeah. Really, huh? I missed the last part of what you were saying because I was trying to get on here, so I missed you cook a little bit.
Yeah, I was just saying that in my opinion, fights are not wanted face-offs. They're not wanted press conferences. I don't really care who gets the better of either. But I don't believe either guy got the better of either guy in either press conference or the interviews that they've done, because they both are pretty firm on I'm gonna beat you. They both
Yeah,
are pretty firm on like the belts are gonna stay with me. No, I'm gonna take your belts. You know, today Crawford leaned on top of Canelo, kind of had Canelo walking backwards, but then Canelo pushed him. And
yeah.
I was just saying that it was very weird to me that the security only grabbed Canelo. They was allowing Crawford to keep moving forward, didn't touch him, but they're pulling Canelo backwards, which didn't make any sense to me. I've never seen that before, to where they only grab one fighter, and he ain't even a fighter being the aggressor. So I don't know if they were concerned that Canelo was going to swing on him at the press conference or what, but they were only concerned with grabbing Canelo.
Maybe it's because he threw the initial push, or maybe because Bomac is so big that he pushed the whole crowd. I don't know, man.
So I changed what I said. He brought up a good point. Bomac. All right. Maybe it wasn't Canelo push Crawford backwards. It was just the gravitational pull of Bomac being behind Crawford that pulled him backwards. And all it did was just a little touch for him to just get grabbed hold of by that force.
Yeah, Bomac is a big boy, man.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mean to hate or sound like a hater at all, but I don't think Bomac is that good of a trainer. Because I've watched two of his fighters lose now with who's that? Not Keon, but what was
Are you
Davis?
talking about I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it starts with a K. Keon was the one that helped jump Albright, but damn, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But anyways, he had no instructions for that fight. And then whenever So Cold was getting whooped, he had no instructions for that fight. So there's two fights in a row that I've seen his fighters not do good, and there's zero instruction coming. He might have just struck gold with Terence Crawford.
So like did you hear him in the corner? Was he saying like stupid instructions like just go out there and jab, like stuff like that?
Yeah, it was just very rudimentary. He wasn't explaining to him what Albright was doing. He wasn't telling him how to get out the way. It I don't know. Like I don't see the instruction. And I'm a little different. Like I believe, well, I mean, not always the case because Terence Crawford has proven it, but we'll see. If Terence Crawford gets on the back foot, if he's losing a fight, and Bomac has zero instructions for the first time, Crawford doesn't really win, then we'll see, how good of a trainer he actually is. Because I believe a great trainer can make a great fighter elite. Kelvin, that's it. Kelvin Davis. Thank you, regulator. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
when Kelvin was getting whooped on by Albright, he really had no instructions. And like I said with Soko, he had no instructions. I don't care what instruction coaches give when their fighters are winning, because anybody can look good when they're winning. But when their fighter is losing, what are they telling them? Are they explaining to them how to adapt to what's going on? Are they telling them how to counteract how they're getting hit? And I don't hear it in the corner. I just don't. Maybe in the rounds that he didn't go to the corner, he was giving good instructions, but based off the evidence that I've heard, it's not very good instructions.
Yeah, kind of like Ben Davison in AJ's corner. Like just roll the dice and yeah, you definitely need a corner that's gonna like say you're getting your head kicked around. You need a corner man that's gonna calm you down, settle you down, and tell you what you're doing wrong, not just some little generic instruction like oh just
Yeah.
move right and you need somebody to like you said a great trainer can make a good fighter an elite fighter. I believe that too. So yeah, yeah, we'll see, man. If Bomac, if there's any point in this fight where Terence Crawford is in trouble and Bomac panics himself, then that's gonna probably make Terence kind of panic if he sees him panic.
Yeah.
So
And now that I think about it, whenever I was watching the Israel Masvidal fight, right, I didn't really hear good instructions from Bomac. And I'm gonna be honest, like I can only be honest. I
yeah,
don't believe Crawford won that fight. I've watched it about 4 or 5 times now, and every time I watch it, I have it a draw. I have it 6 rounds to 6 rounds, and there's nobody going to convince me that. And if you feel differently, that's fine. We all entitled to our opinions, but in my opinion, nobody's going to convince me that Terence Crawford actually beat him. It was a draw.
I only saw highlights of the fight. I'm gonna have to pull up the whole fight. I've only seen clips. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
Watch the whole thing. And my thing is this. This is why I give Crawford no chance. Like, I don't give him a chance. And they say in boxing, everybody has a puncher's chance. Well, I'm sorry. When you're fighting the best chin in all of boxing, you don't even have that. So I look at a guy like Israel Masvidal, right? And I have to base him off his very short career because he only had 11 fights when he fought Crawford. And then he had 12 fights when he fought Virgil Ortiz. Now, here's my thing. Crawford, and I say life or death, not meaning that it was a fight for life or death, but in the sense of winning, he went life or death with Israel Masvidal, a fighter with only 11 fights. Now, at welterweight, he knocked everybody out. Below, he had a lot of punching power. When he went up to 154, to me, that's his weight cap, 4 weight classes. His power disappeared. He didn't have it. Israel Masvidal, in my opinion, only lost the fight because he got tired. He come around the end of the 9th, 10th round, he was out of gas, and Crawford won the last 3 rounds by default. But you got to look at it. The dude only had 11 fights, only won 12-round fight. So he hadn't built up the lungs, really, in my opinion, to go 12 rounds with a fighter like Crawford. So the inexperience in championship level fights showed. But then we look at Virgil Ortiz in the very next fight him. Virgil is a guy who's never fought for a title, never beat a champion, and we're to believe Virgil is the goods, but even Virgil himself is unproven. And in my opinion, Virgil sunned him. He went in there and beat him up. He sunned him. Now, I understand styles make fights, but at the end of the day, the dude showed you his skill level. Virgil Ortiz, never been a champion, never fought for a belt, went in there and sunned this dude that Crawford struggled with. What's the difference here? Virgil's a much bigger guy naturally than Crawford is. Much bigger. And I don't think Israel's that good of a fighter. I think he's decent, but I don't think he's elite. He might have been an elite amateur, but that don't mean shit when you go to the pros. Are you an elite professional? We've seen Olympians never make it in the pros. We've seen Golden Glove champions never make it in the pros. National champions never make it in the pros. So while the amateurs is great and it can give you a glimpse of how skilled a fighter can be, There's numerous accounts of guys who never make it that were great in the amateurs. And in my opinion, that's where Israel sits. I don't think he gets another belt. I don't think he beats a legit champion. He won a vacated title match to get that belt. So it's not like him himself beat a champion to get his title. And I'm not trying to degrade him as a champion because it's an accomplishment that very little fighters do, winning a belt. But when I look at it, he didn't beat nobody to get the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the facts. And I'm not trying to downplay him, but you lost to Terence. You lost to Virgil Ortiz. Both these dudes came from the weight class below you. You're not even getting beat by guys that are elite in your weight class. You're getting beat by guys who are elite in the weight class below you. So that shows me your skill level. And again, Terence had no power, went life or death with Israel at 154. How the hell is he going to have enough power to keep a guy like Canelo off of him, who's used to fighting guys who are 200 plus, 6 foot plus by the time they get in the ring with him?
Well, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I say he's going to be the first person to stop Canelo in round 10. I know you think I'm completely out of my mind right now. You know why I think that? I think he wants it more. I think he's physically, other than Canelo's neck, I think he's physically bigger than Canelo. Look at his shoulders. I think
Nah.
he's stronger than Canelo. If you can pin a heavyweight, Richard Torres Jr., if you can pin a heavyweight, and the heavyweight said he couldn't do nothing with him, and this is when Terence was, he was like weighing like probably 150 something at the time. And he walks around, people don't know, he walks around at 180. Like he said against Piers Morgan, I know it's a street fight, ain't nothing like a boxing match, but he said he's fought dudes in the street bigger than both of them, Canelo and himself. So I think, plus Canelo's got a lot of wear and tear. This dude got like 60 some fights, and he himself said he's not a one punch knockout artist, and he doesn't let his hands go. He doesn't know how to cut off the ring. I mean, that skull fight, he was basically shadow boxing. So I think Terence Crawford wants it more. I think he wants to prove a point that he can move up and weight and do it. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard and them dudes always moved up and weight and did it. In fact, Tommy Hearns went up like a couple weight classes, beat a dude, and then went back down.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Canelo's got a great chin, but I think his time is. I think he's catching. I think Terence is catching Canelo at the right time. I don't think he's the same. He doesn't let his hands go. He's kind of just going through the motions, walking around, not really doing anything. And I think Terence is going to tee off on him and get a TKO. I think it's going to be a TKO, man.
So I'm going to say it, and I agree with you. I think you're crazy. I don't care. Terence Crawford comes to the ring with the gloves that fell apart when he fought Abanesian. He ain't knocking that man out. If he knocks that man out, I want them gloves dissected. I want them fucking wraps dissected. Because when you can't hurt Israel Masvidal, ain't no way you going to hurt Canelo. I'm going to ask, where did this overnight power come from? Where did it come from? How did you get this power that you couldn't even display on a guy with only 11 fights?
Well, I've seen that happen with Holyfield. Look how he looked against Bobby Chairs. He looked horrendous, and then he went in there and cleaned Mike Tyson's clock. So sometimes fighters just they either have an off night or it's a bad style or their mind's on Golden Girls or something, and then they just look terrible. And then the next fight they look like a world beater. So I wouldn't place too much emphasis on that fight just because he still got the W. But I wouldn't place too much emphasis on that because he was probably looking past that dude. He's probably thinking about Canelo back then. So
Yeah, but
I
my thing is this, Jay. When you are the number one pound for pound fighter, okay? I say alleged because I don't even think he's as good as Canelo. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. Israel showed me everything I needed to know. I have overrated this dude his entire career. For the last 5-6 years, he's been my number one pound for pound, and I realized very quickly I was wrong. I was way off. Um, because in my opinion, when I look at fighters, especially nowadays, because they do it so frequently, it's not like before to where you had a lot of one weight class fighters. Now, the majority of fighters move up. They're not like Earl Spence where they sit in one weight class for their whole career or Triple G. They
right.
normally move up very frequently if they're good. This is how I judge people. So people forget Canelo, he's fighting. Let's see, he started at 140. So 140, 147, 154, 160, 168, 175. He's fought in 6 weight classes. 168, which he's dominated outside of beating Benavidez. He beat everybody else, cleared out the division, is his 5th weight class. Now, in his 5th weight class, he's got knockouts, and outside of knockouts, he's got knockdowns on everybody but Skull and dominating performances, okay? Now, Skull, in my opinion, Skull didn't show up to win. He even said it after the press conference, after the fight and a post-press conference interview. He was like, I didn't try to win. I did that on purpose because I didn't want to win. He actually said, allegedly actually said, because I don't speak Spanish, so I can only go by translations, said that Turkey told him to lose, so he lost on purpose. So when you have a guy who refuses to fight you, it's very hard to look good. It's very hard to hurt him. It's very hard to knock him out because he refuses to engage. I bring it up all the time. When Mike Tyson was knocking everybody out, Tillis ran from him. Tillis ran, made it the whole thing, and that was whenever Tyson was sparking people 30 seconds in the first round. Yeah. So if you have somebody who refuses to fight you, you're not going to look good. It's just, it is what it is. It's going to be a horrible fight, and you're going to win by default because they're not doing enough to win, but it's going to look ugly. So my thing is this. 5th weight class, dominated everybody. Went up to a 6th weight class, regardless how you feel about Kovalev being on his last leg, because I believe he was, still beat Kovalev, who was a champion. And then while I felt like Bivol, you could argue, beat him every single round, regardless of that, he still had Bivol battered from his forehead all the way down to his elbows. That dude was bruised, lumped up everywhere. And Bivol, in my opinion, outclassed him, and he had him all lumped up. So I've watched Canelo fight guys who are much bigger than him as he's going through all these divisions. And even when he's lost, it's still been very competitive outside of Floyd Mayweather Jr., and that's Floyd. Terence, on the other hand, moved into his 4th weight class, and I don't even believe he won the fight. I thought it was a draw. Now he's going to jump 2 more weight classes with no transition, with no acclimation, and beat the best guy there. And this, Jay, I'll land my plane on this and you can respond. What drives me insane is when I ask Crawford fans, do you think Crawford could beat Benavidez? They say no. Do you think Crawford could beat Caleb Plant? They say no. Do you think Crawford could beat Callum Smith? They say no. Almost every Crawford fan, when it comes to other 168-pound fighters, they don't believe he can beat them, but they believe he can beat the best guy there. It don't make no sense.
So they don't believe Terence Crawford could beat Caleb Plant? Like really? Caleb Plant? That dude's like a C- fighter to me. He's very average. Like
I don't disagree.
I think he would knock his beard off, man. I really do. I don't. Caleb Plant, Benavidez, that's a little tougher because of the height and stuff. But it's hard to go against a guy with no losses, man. See, Canelo, no matter how good he is, he's got a couple L's in his column, so he knows what it's like to face the agony of defeat. Terence Crawford would rather jump off a bridge than lose. It's hard to beat a guy that hates to lose. That's how my son is when you play him in video games. Like, it's hard to beat him because he hates to lose. Like, no matter how bad you want to win, you gotta hate to lose. And dudes like that you gotta almost I don't know what Canelo can do to him that he hasn't already faced. I mean, he's not faster, so he's gonna have to try to time him. So I'm hoping we don't get a boring fight where both guys are sitting there waiting to counterpunch each other, or they're just trying to fill each other out, and we don't get action until like round 6 or something. But I think Canelo's in for a surprise, man. I've seen there's a lot of trainers now that are starting to pick Terence Crawford. Amir Khan picked Terence Crawford. Sergio, what's the guy from DAZN, the announcer? He said Terence Crawford would beat Canelo up, but he said Canelo would get the decision. So a lot of people are starting to kind of think Canelo's kind of past his prime, and I think we're in for a shocker, man.
I'll respond to what you said real fast to the chat. It sounds like most of your logic for picking Canelo is all off the Bud performance versus Masvidal, a guy who moves unlike Canelo. And speaking on Canelo, what performance since beating Plant impressed you? Then he said, Leonard on 3 years inactive came up 2 weight classes. No, he came up 1 weight class because he was already fighting at 150 before he left boxing and retired. So it's 1 weight class that he went up to beat the natural middleweight in Hagler. So here's what I'm going to say real fast about Terence Crawford. He's a great fighter, but Terence Crawford is no Floyd Mayweather Jr. and he's no Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, both those fighters would beat him. They ain't nobody going to convince me otherwise. First off, I don't think Mayweather could beat Sugar Ray Leonard, let alone do I think Terence Crawford even holds a candle to either one of them. I just don't. I think Crawford would be easy money for a fighter like Mayweather. He would pick them apart, snipe them, and it would be easy work. So I can't compare fighters that I believe are greater than Bud to Bud. What Leonard did proved why he's one of the greatest fighters who ever fought. That's what he did. Terence is trying to prove right now that he's one of the greatest fighters that ever fought. He's in the midst of trying to prove that. Leonard solidified that by what he's done. So it's still yet to be seen. Now, yes, I have to make a comparison off a guy like Israel Masvidal. Here's what you have to understand. Terence Crawford's not past his prime, allegedly. He's not in his latter days of his career, allegedly. So when you have a guy who's still allegedly in his prime, because he's much older than Canelo, so I say allegedly, and he fights a guy with only 11 fights, he should impress. But the only thing that you have to ask yourself is, what happened from 147 to 154? Israel Masvidal is not as good as Errol Spence Jr., who he dominated. He's not as good as Sean Porter, who he stopped. The only difference is he went up in weight, and we see it time and time again. When fighters go up too high, their power disappears overnight. That pop, that sting that they once had no longer shows up the night of the fight. Why? Because they're fighting guys who are either the same size as them or bigger than them. Because all fighters start off way smaller than when they walk around. And as they age, as they get up there in fights, they start to move closer and closer to the natural weight. So they beat everybody at their natural weight, and then they start fighting guys bigger than them like Canelo. Crawford is doing that now. He's made to his natural weight, which I believe is 147, and he went to a weight class that's bigger than where he naturally should be fighting at 154, and his power evaporated against the weakest guy of the division. So I don't know that Terence Crawford could beat Fundora. I don't know that it could beat Bakaram, who stopped Tim Tszyu. I don't know if he could beat those guys. I don't even know if he could last all 12 rounds with those guys based off of, yes, the evidence that I saw. I can only base people off of evidence. And the evidence shows me his power disappeared against the least experienced guy there. And the thing about it is I'll bring it up again because you weren't here, Johnny, earlier. Virgil Ortiz, in my opinion, made easy work of Israel. Yes, it was a grinding fight. Yes, it was a grueling fight. But make no mistake, Virgil beat him, and he beat him convincingly, which was something that Terence could not do. So, again, you have to be rated off your last fight. Just like the pound for pound list goes off of your last fight. This is not stagnant, it's fluid. And we have to judge you off your last performance because you're only as good as your last performance. So I have to go off of that. Now, you can say Canelo didn't have a good performance at 168 when he had a guy in William Skull who refused to fight him. But I will say this. If Crawford goes in there and runs from him like Skull, then it's going to look the same. It's going to look no different. It's going to be just as unimpressive if he beats Terence Crawford. And my thing is this. Terence Crawford is smart. He is not dumb. He is not going to attack this dude like people think he is. He is go watch Victor Postile. That is the game plan. He is going to fight him just like he fought Victor Postile. He's not going to trade in the pocket. He's not going to let off a bunch of combinations in the pocket because they're not going to give Canelo the only chance he has, and that's trading in the pocket. They're going to try to make his not so well footwork cut off the ring. They're going to try to turn him. They're going to try to work off the end of the jab because his arms are longer. They're going to try to use speed against somebody who looks to be slow. And I mean feet-wise. We'll see the difference in hand speed whenever they start throwing. But as far as speed goes, the eye test tells me Crawford's just faster. And that's the angle that they're going to do. But I don't believe Crawford's going to go for the knockout. Sorry, Jay. I just don't. I don't believe Crawford's going to go in there to take risk. I think Crawford is going to try to edge this shit out like it's the amateurs and win on points and nick rounds because it's the only chance he has. Because if he gets in there with a big dog, and I'm not saying Crawford's not a dog, but so is a Chihuahua, and a Chihuahua gets ate every time it steps to a pit bull. Every single time it ends up in his mouth and just shooken to death. And that's what would happen to Crawford. He would get ragdolled. I just don't care. I don't care. Even if Crawford could put on the same amount of weight, it's the fact of the matter that Canelo is acclimated to the weight. It's the fact of the matter that Canelo is used to fighting guys who are heavyweights by the time they get in the ring. They're not little guys like Israel Masvidal that might have been 170 by fight night at the biggest. These dudes are much bigger, much taller, and like Charlo learned, and I don't even know if Crawford could beat Charlo, to be honest with you. Like Charlo learned in the first round when he tried to trade with Canelo, oh, fuck, if I do this, I'm going to get knocked the fuck out, and my best shot didn't even hurt Canelo. So now I'm going to run, and I'm going to survive. And I'm going to take a moral victory that I can say I went all 12 rounds with this killer. Bacon says Canelo knocks Crawford out. He only knocks Crawford out if Crawford trades with him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he beats him by knockout, but yes, I do agree he will knock him out if he sits in the pocket. Ross Clot, the best debater on all of YouTube, the YTBC, is in the building. This man has never lost a debate. Last time I checked in with him, he was like 732 wins. This man retired 3 years ago, and today, he's amounted to 893 wins. How the hell do you go from 732 retired to 893? I don't know, but he managed to do it. Best debater. He said, Bo Mack said the game plan is to move and fight off the back foot. I don't know why TC fans think otherwise. Bo Mack literally said they're not going to fight Canelo fight. Crawford can't beat Charlo or Skull. I agree with you. I don't think he could beat William Skull. I think William Skull would just outbox him.
Man, I don't know what Canelo I don't know which Crawford you
Jay. Speak. Crawford. I'm gonna listen from the kitchen. I'm about to throw some wings in the oven, but I'm gonna listen to everything you say.
Hey, I'll be over for some wings, man. But
I got
you. But yeah, I think Crawford absolutely would beat the brakes off Charlo. Charlo's just he's one of them dudes that I don't think you can beat Crawford unless you live like a fighter. And that's the best thing Canelo has for him. He lives like a fighter. He doesn't party. You never hear him getting caught up in no crazy stuff. Charlo doesn't live like a fighter. He's one of them dudes that, he doesn't get out of shape, but he's the kind of guy that just gets ready right before a fight. Terence Crawford lives for this. And it's really hard to beat a guy like that. And I don't think Terence Crawford's natural weight is in the 140s, even though that's what he was fighting at, because if you walk around at 180, he's practically, destroying his body just to get down to that. If you're walking around at 180, and I know he hasn't been boxing at that, which is a little different, but people are acting like Canelo's this big giant hulk of a guy. I mean, the dude's wearing soles on his shoes just to be eye level with Crawford. So I think Canelo's going to feel some surprise punches because I forget who it was that sparred with Terence Crawford, and they said he has a way of like hitting you in between your shots. He has like weird timing. They said like you think he's not going to swing and then he swings, or you think he's about to swing and he doesn't, and he throws you off. And I think that's going to be really bad for Canelo. I think it's going to be like a no mas fight where he gets frustrated because Terence Crawford's going to come with a style like body, head, body, and I think he's going to basically either tap out or get dropped, And as good as he can take a punch, Holyfield is one of the best heavyweights ever to take a punch, but towards the end he started getting his chin tapped and he started seeing the canvas, with Riddick Bowe, and had Lennox Lewis stepped on the gas in the first fight, he would have got him out of there too, but So
yeah, but I don't think those are fair comparisons because you got to understand Holyfield came up from cruiserweight, arguably one of the best cruiserweights. It's either him or Usyk. You could say it's the best cruiserweight to ever box. So while Holyfield did acclimate to the heavyweight division, he was still fighting guys who outweighed him, who were bigger than him. And then, as you said, he got latter in his career. So we're not looking at that. We're looking at Canelo fighting a guy who's smaller than him, moving up, who already showed that he didn't have power at 154. So he is not like Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis were devastating punchers at heavyweight. So Canelo's fighting a guy who's not even a devastating puncher at 154 based off the fight that we saw.
But see, Canelo's in his latter part of his career too. The dude's got 60-some fights, and that's a lot, man. Not to mention the amateur career. You know, I don't know how many fights he had as an amateur, but that's a lot of head trauma, man. And I don't know, man, because he just don't look. When I look at him in the ring, I mean, physically he looks perfect. I mean, he looks great physically. He's just not. He's not doing anything impressive in the ring. He's just walking around, going through the motions, and I'm like, okay, let your hands go, Chief. Like, what are you doing? I think he's gonna get. I don't want to say he can't get exposed because he's a great fighter, but I think people are gonna see the difference in caliber here. My gut's telling me he's gonna get hands put on him.
Yeah, I think your gut has some bad food and it's just wrong right now. I don't see it. Like, I could be wrong. You could be 1,000% right, and it could go exactly like you said, and Canelo could crumble in the 10th round. But I think it's more than likely that if anybody's going to crumble, it's going to be Crawford. And especially this is the thing about Crawford. We have seen in the past when Crawford has got rocked, when he's got dropped, when he's got hurt, he goes Super Saiyan and he rushes the pocket. He gets hyper aggressive and he throws all caution to the wind. If that happens against Canelo, he is going nighty-night. This is not going to be a fight that Crawford is running up on Broly with no control collar. Like, he is going to get punished if he goes Super Saiyan. I'm sorry. Legendary. Nope. I'll say this, and I hate Super. He is going to be a god Super Saiyan versus Super Saiyan 1. Ross Klott's in the building. Let me let him on. He said he was cooking. He didn't want to get on, but here he goes. Wait for it now, Jay. Undefeated. 932 wins.
Salute y'all, man. I'm over here cooking, man. I'm just listening, man. I'm like, my thing is this, man, when it comes to Crawford, I hear a lot of people saying all these special things that Crawford is going to do. And y'all might be right. We'll know when the fight come on. However, we didn't see anything special when he fought Madrimov. And I'm looking at it like, man, you know, all of 35, 36 showed against Madrimov. And now he's fighting at 37 against Canelo. Both of these guys are past their prime. So let's not even pretend that they're not in their like still dangerous and all that. If Canelo was still dangerous, he would have took on Benavidez. If Crawford was still dangerous and in his prime, he would have went through the trenches at 154 to become undisputed. I just feel like, in my opinion, this is just me. In my opinion, we getting another Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd, a heist on the fans. That's why me and all the rest of us who was smart, we gonna stream it.
Well,
here's the thing, Ross Klott. You don't even have to stream it. It's free on Netflix.
It's free.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's free on Netflix. There you go. Well, I don't have Netflix. I stream that too. So, yeah.
But I still say
really quick detour, and then we'll come back to this fight. Really quick. Air Max 90 _ King. Welcome. First time I've seen you in here. If you've been here before, my bad for forgetting that you have. But we're going to address this if you're still here. Usyk is better than Holyfield. Let's get that straight. I don't know. There's an argument to be had for both. Here's my thing. Evander Holyfield fought everybody at heavyweight. Everybody. If I'm not mistaken, he's the only 5-time heavyweight champion. However, you have to lose 4 times to be a 5-time champion. So there's that as well. But he fought every single person. My problem with Usyk at heavyweight is he keeps fighting the same fucking people over and over and over and over again.
Tony.
So I don't know if I can compare Usyk to a guy who fought everybody when Usyk will only do rematches. He fought Anthony Joshua. Rematch. Had to do it. He fought Tyson Fury. Rematch. Had to do it. He's fighting Triple D, who quit in the ring. There's no point. He quit in a rematch. So that's 6 fights right there at heavyweight that are all to the same fucking 3 people. It's ridiculous. Go fight Ajit Kabayel. Fight Joseph Parker. Fight another fighter who's an elite atop of the division, and let's see if you can win. But what he won't do is fight other boxers like him, like a Parker or Ajit Kabayel. You could say Tyson Fury's a boxer, but really his legs have been gone for years. He doesn't box anymore. He's not fluid. He's more of a pocket fighter. So I want to see Usyk fight another fucking true boxer.
But the people that he did rematch weren't no club fighters, though. I mean, say what you want about AJ and Fury. I mean, ain't too many people beat those dudes, and he's coming up from cruiserweight, going through the heavyweight division like a tsunami. So he got to get props for that.
Man, we watched.
Props for it.
Watched Tony, Burger King Andrew Ruiz stop that ass. Like, come on now. Like, let's not act like AJ ain't showed his flaws. Now, everybody can lose. Don't get me wrong. Everybody can lose. But still, he lost to a guy that no elite would ever lose to. I'm sorry.
I think Ruiz can fight, bro.
Ruiz lost to Gerald Miller and got a gifted draw.
Did you know Ruiz is the reason Holyfield said he retired? Because he said he sparred Ruiz and he was getting his head handed to him. He said
Ruiz has. You know what Ruiz is? I'm gonna tell you who Ruiz is. Ruiz is a George Kambosos of the heavyweight division.
Nah.
Hold on, but Holyfield said that not because of Andy Ruiz. It's because he felt like he's just getting hit too much. It could have been whoever he sparred. It had nothing to do with Andy Ruiz himself, that fat piece of shit.
It had to have something to do with him because he was in the ring with him. It had to have something to do with him.
Because that's who he sparred. But but Andy Ruiz is a fat piece of shit, so it doesn't even matter. He's nothing. He'll never be a Hall of Fame. He'll never be one of the greats. So
who's ever dominated Andy Ruiz though? Who's ever gone in there and made him look mediocre?
Oh, I don't know. This heavyweight division sucks. But I will say this: he'll never be a Hall of Fame. He's a fat piece of shit.
That's because there's no discipline. If he actually stayed in the gym, he'd be able to do some damage. But he'd rather eat a Snickers. So
look, this is what I'm gonna say. Derek Chisora gave Usyk a run for his money. That was his toughest fight. Chisora damn near beat him. He just ran out of steam. And my thing is this. Derek Chisora, don't get me wrong, great fighter as far as heart goes. Skill, not so much. The greats from the past will make easy work of Derek Chisora, okay? I mean, he's a really good test. I don't know if Triple D could beat Derek Chisora. I don't know if Deontay Wilder. I don't even know if AJ could beat Derek Chisora because of the way he fights. But what I do know is elites of the past, like a Klitschko, a Lennox Lewis, etc., would all make easy work of Derek Chisora. It wouldn't even be competitive. They would easily. I'm right there with you, and that's my thing. I don't know how good Usyk is because a lot of the fighters that he fights are all very similar in style.
Well, I don't think Fury fights anything like AJ. Fury just jabs your head off all night and comes with little sneaky uppercut.
He did and he does now. Like, ever since the rematch with Deontay Wilder, he's a come forward pocket fighter. He doesn't jab. He doesn't move masterfully. He doesn't flow. He just comes at you. That's how he fought Wilder in both fights. That's how he fought Dillian White. That's how he fought Usyk. So
I thought he jabbed in that second fight with Usyk, but it's like he didn't have nothing. It's like
because he's fucking 58 years old. There ain't nobody gonna convince me. Tyson Fury was 34 years old 34 years ago. Ain't nobody gonna convince me. I ain't never seen a 30-year-old look as old as him. And I don't care how much drugs or alcohol they've done.
Back,
It's 58.
back.
Hey, I say Frank Sanchez is like 68. Frank Sanchez, I'm like, that dude ain't no, that dude is like
Man,
68.
Frank Sanchez looks like Tyson Fury's younger brother.
y'all cold dogging Frank Sanchez like that.
Yeah, Frank. I think the best kept heavyweight might actually be Caballero, man, with those body punches though. Caballero's no joke. Y'all still there? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. You right. Them body shots is lethal.
Yeah, I mean the way he did Zhang, man.
Straight up. Yeah, facts. Them body shots.
Yeah,
lethal.
man. Caballero's he's a monster, man. And you know, Deontay Wilder's having some garbage fight next Friday that's probably set up for him to look good again. I don't even know the dude he's fighting, but I know he's not going.
He's fighting that brother. You'll remember. I'll remind you. He's the brother who walked out of the ring
Oh,
versus
that's
a guy.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, all
That's who
right.
he's
Yeah,
fighting.
that's set up. Yeah, he might walk out the ring again. Man, dude, nobody want to see that.
Well, you know, the story behind it, they didn't pay him, so that's why he walked out.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, and Ajaba knew he was gonna walk out. He just, he did his part walking into the ring. Yeah. So, unfortunately, the internet don't know, right? So the internet just they do what they do.
Made it look like he walked out because he was scared.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, because Ajaba got to walk in the ring so he could, show that he was there to fight so he could get his bread.
Yeah, that was that dude should never even fight again after that. I don't even know how they're gonna sell this fight. I bet it's gonna have some empty seats in that arena. Don't nobody want to see that. If Wilder is falling off that hard, he need to just call it a day, man. If you go from Zhang to this, that's a big come down.
I mean, loses.
Oh yeah, if he loses, he's really done.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should pick.
Yeah, I don't know where his head's at. This dude been smoking ayahuasca and like sitting there. He's still talking about you want to catch a body, which is crazy. Like, dude, you better worry about you getting caught.
Right. For real. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead. Say your piece. Talk whatever. I'm doing something.
Yeah, what was we even talking about? I forgot what we was talking about now.
Well, I think Tony went from Usyk to Holyfield. We was talking about Crawford being past his prime. Oh, I can't even remember this shit.
I don't think I look more at the body of work with Crawford. I think he just had a night where, like, you seen fighters like Lennox Lewis was my guy. Like, anytime he would lose, it would be to a guy that you didn't expect him to lose to. But anytime he fought somebody that was like a credible opponent, he'd go in there and handle business. But when he fights like Oliver McCall, Hasim Rockman, he's kind of like lackluster. He's filming Ocean's 11, so he got knocked out. But then in the rematch, he nearly decapitated Rockman. So I think that's just what it was for Crawford. He's like, this dude, like 11 fights, Madrimov. He's like, yeah. But I think for Canelo, he's going like one thing I notice about Crawford, he doesn't like to be shown up. He doesn't like to be humiliated. So he looks at a loss like humiliation. So he's gonna be like, the world's watching. I don't see him going out like a butt, man. I just don't see it.
See, I disagree with you, Jay. Like, when it comes to Lennox Lewis, he had lapse of judgments in his 2 losses, and he got knocked out in both fights. And he showed his chink in his armor was his chin. But in both those fights, he was dominating till he got knocked out. He was whooping Rockman. He was whooping McCall, but he got caught. And when he got caught, you seen it twice that his chin was not the best. So
you think he got a garbage?
Yeah, he don't have the best of chin.
up twice in his
I
whole
gotta.
career. I would say his chin is better than
Yeah, but he didn't get hit a lot in. He didn't get
drop.
hit a lot in his career. He, in my opinion, Lennox Lewis,
No, he
and
did.
people will argue with me, but in my opinion, Lennox Lewis has the best jab to ever grace boxing. I don't think anybody jabbed better than Lennox because, in my opinion, the jab is not about winning a fight. The jab is not about hitting somebody. The jab is about keeping people off balance and setting up the straight. And nobody did that better than Lewis, in my
Wait,
opinion.
I
Tony,
agree.
Tony,
Yo,
Tony. How good is Roberto Duran chin?
I mean, he definitely had a good chin. He was battle
Trick
tested.
question. Answer accordingly, Tony. How good is his chin?
He had a good chin. But
Okay. Who did he get knocked out by?
you have to understand, when he was getting knocked out, he didn't get knocked out at where he started. He moved up several weight classes. And we all know how the rematch went with Sugar Ray. That's why I say Sugar Ray won the great. Sugar Ray probably the greatest fighter who ever fought.
Well, my point is, Tony, is if you go on Roberto Duran's resume, he didn't fight as much punchers as Lennox Lewis. He fought good punchers, obviously Hagler and Hearns, but we talking about heavyweight, right? We talking about heavyweight where any punch you could get knocked out. How many punchers did Lennox Lewis fight and he landed the test of time? He survived.
Ray Mercer, that was a Ray Mercer.
Out of all those punchers, his chin was.
I was at that Klitschko fight. That was a rough one. I was at that. Ray Mercer touched him up. Like he took some blows, man. Like he had a couple. His second fight with Holyfield was a rough fight.
Ray Mercer was not a one-punch knockout artist. He was more like an Usyk, where he overwhelmed you and just
But he was a puncher though, Tony.
Yeah,
I understand, but if you look at Usyk's got a bunch of knockouts, but it's from overwhelming you with shots. That's really how Ray did it. He overwhelmed people and beat them down. It's not like he was like a Mike Tyson the way he just clip you and you're out.
Yeah,
my thing is this.
Yes, you're correct, but we're talking about being a good puncher.
Right, I got you. But what I'm saying is this.
Hard punchers. Ray Mercer was a good puncher. Tommy Morrison was a hard puncher. Was a one-punch knockout. You get it?
Yeah. But my point is the majority of Lewis's fights outside of Italy when he retired and then won that rematch, and I thought he lost that fight. I thought they cheated him by stopping the fight early.
Well, hold on, Tony. Yo. I done had this debate, and I'm tired of this whole Vitaly Klitschko debate. Let me just say this, and I say it all the time. 6 more rounds with one of the most devastating punchers of all time with that fucked up eye. There's no way someone gonna tell me that motherfucker's gonna survive, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't think Lewis would have made it 6 more rounds. If you go watch the fight, that man,
he was starting to get better.
No, man, that man was even up to the end, to that 7th round. He was on the stinky legs multiple times.
It's like he started off shaky, but the more the fight went, he kind of adjusted. He would have stopped Klitschko.
Wow, watch it back, Jay. I guarantee you, up to the last round when they stopped it, that motherfucker was getting wobbled.
Okay, and Tony, you could be right. Guess what? The fight was stopped. Lewis beat him.
Yeah, they stopped it to save him.
Lewis beat him.
Part of being a good fighter is not to get cut, though. That dude was sliced open like a machete hit his face. So. Yeah, if you getting spliced up like that, hey, that's on Klitschko.
We talk about somebody who lost to Chris Bird. Get the fuck out.
He quit against Chris Bird. What is that? He quit.
Man, I hate when people bring this up. It's like people bring this up and they never watch the fight. He was beating the shit. Hold on. Then he was beating the shit out of Chris Bird.
Yeah, he was.
He dislocated. Hold on. He dislocated his shoulder in the fight and stopped in the 11th round due to a shoulder dislocation. They literally had to take him to the hospital and reset his shoulder.
Dude, Ali fought with a broken jaw, dude, in the 2nd round.
Because he was missing a lot also.
But he won like every round in the fight.
No one is debating that. He quit. No one's debating that. You're right. He
No.
won.
Let
but
me
he
explain
quit.
something. Quitting is what Triple D does when he's getting beat up and he doesn't want to fight no more. That's quitting. When your whole socket, your shoulder is hanging out the socket, dangling at your waist, it is what it is.
Okay, so how come his corner didn't fix it? Take that pain and put it back like those MMA, like that one MMA fighter did. If we gonna go there,
because not everybody knows how to reset a shoulder.
Okay, well then everybody knows how to not quit.
I just saw a fighter win a fight. His arm went out. I forget who it was. His arm went out, and he still knocked the dude out with one arm.
Yep.
So if you quit to Chris Bird, what you think Lennox Lewis would have done?
You know what? The reason why he didn't quit with the eye is because of all the backlash he got against the Chris Bird quit. But my thing is, it's one thing to quit when you're losing or you're getting beat up. It's a whole nother thing when you quit and you've dominated every single round.
Yeah.
And what round was that he quit in? It was like
11th. The 11th.
Yeah, he only had one round to go. He couldn't suck it up and move around for one round. Like, come on, bro. Like,
that's what I said.
You can clinch for one round, dude. Like, come on.
Because that right now, Tony, you giving an excuse for Vitaly, but not giving one for Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm not giving no excuse. What I'm saying is the facts. He won every single round.
No one's debating that. He did win, but he was also missing a lot.
Yeah.
Against a defensive fighter. He dislocated his shoulder because he missed a lot.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with dominating the fight?
Defense is part of ring generalship.
Chris Bird, we'd have to look it up. I don't even know if he won a round in that fight.
I don't remember either, but I know that Chris Bird wasn't that fucking great.
Nah, Chris Bird was overrated, man. You saw what Ike Beabucci did to that dude.
But at the end of the day, he did beat and humiliated the overrated David Tua. That motherfucker is overrated more than motherfucking Chris Bird. I know that.
Yeah, Tua never even won a real belt.
Oh, you guys don't like David Tua? You guys don't like Tua?
I
didn't really beat nobody.
He was just a regular puncher. You're a regular puncher who didn't have much.
I seen a highlight reel of David Tua that kind of made Mike Tyson look like I know it's not the same necessarily the same caliber, but I seen a highlight reel of Tua that was pretty nice.
Really fast. I was wrong. I have to correct myself. He quit after the 9th round, going into the 10th round.
Oh, the 9th.
And he won every single round.
Man, yeah, you're right. Hey, but forget that. David Tua ain't nowhere near better than no motherfucking Mike Tyson.
No, hell nah.
I wouldn't say it's better, but I don't think Mike would have knocked him out.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know. Ike Beabucci wasn't the biggest puncher. He's just not he's known for knocking out Chris Bird and then a bunch of bums before that. So
if I could punch, though, you could tell I could punch.
Yeah, maybe he can.
Here's my thing with Mike Tyson. People shit on Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson beat everybody there was to beat before he went to jail. He lost to Buster Douglas, but prior to that upset loss, he had cleared out the division. He beat everybody.
Yep.
He's erratic.
And another thing, when somebody say Mike Tyson fought bums, just
bullshit.
That Larry Holmes has a lot of common opponents, and then see what they say after.
You're right.
Well, it don't even matter. Like, they're gonna say Larry Holmes was old, but he beat the dude who beat Larry Holmes, which was Spinks. Stopped that motherfucker in the first round. But on top of that, they don't even talk about like all the undefeated fighters that he beat. How he took a belt off of Tony Tucker, who was undefeated with like 30 plus wins at the time. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't talk about Burbick that he beat. He beat like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson didn't do what Crawford did and beat one guy to get 3 fucking belts. Mike Tyson beat every single champion that had a belt to go undisputed. All 3 of them.
Yep. Good fighters too. Good fighters.
What's funny? You just mentioned Trevor Burbick. I think Dillian White's about to get. I think Atama's about to beat Dillian White and have him looking like Burbick did against Tyson. You know, like how he kept trying to get up and fall. I think it's going to be one of those.
I don't know. We about to find out, because here's the thing. Dillian White, we all know. If you want to beat him, just keep throwing the uppercut. Just uppercut on repeat.
Right.
Don't throw no other punches. Throw the uppercut. When it lands, he's going nighty-night. That's
Yeah.
his off switch. However, it depends on what Dillian shows up. If Dillian shows up ready to go, he may upset him.
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
got
it.
Usyk winning. I think Usyk just got his number, even though he's been on a long layoff.
Well, he talking about Moses Atama versus Dillian
Okay.
White.
Yeah, Talma versus Dillian White.
That's a good fight.
Yeah, I
It's
say
just,
I don't know.
Moses Atama ain't been fighting nobody though. Like,
no.
Yeah, I want to see how he takes a punch. You know, he ain't been hit yet, so I want to see how well he takes a punch.
he's still
This is going to be his hardest fight to date.
Yeah, I would like to
And the
see
thing
like
about White is,
this fight.
White is super inactive.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Dillian is inactive. He's been
Yeah,
inactive the last few years.
Yeah, he'll like sign up for fights and then pull out. I don't know like what's going on with him. Yeah, I don't
know.
He's the pull out king.
That's hella funny. He do that too.
Yeah, you be ready to see Dillian up, pulled out. Like he was supposed to fight Vlad Serenko on the undercard of Fabio Wardley. He pulled out of that so he could fight Moses Atama.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just fight, man. Just you got to get in the ring. Either that or just call it a day, man.
Look, I like Dillian White. I'll always like Dillian White because he's a dog, and I like dogs.
Yeah, me too. I like
funny.
Dillian White.
He's funny.
Like the thing that made me like Dillian the most is that unlike other fighters, he doesn't cry when somebody hits him low or headbutts him or elbows him. That motherfucker's like, if you hit me low once, I'm gonna hit you low 10 fucking times in front of the referee and not care.
Right.
Yep.
If you headbutt me, I'm gonna headbutt you all night long. That's why I like him.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Dillian White's amateur fight with AJ?
I saw just like
AJ the stanky leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped him.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Joshua, man. I don't know what. I don't even know what to say about AJ.
Now Joshua is somebody that got no chin.
I told you, and I told everybody, and I'm not gonna mention her name, but I told her on her panel, AJ was one loss away from retirement, and guess what? He got that L, and now he don't want to fight again. One loss. I love motherfucking time, because time always proves me to be correct. Time after time again. Time be like, come here, Tony. I'm your friend. But that's why I ain't aged in the last 5 years. I still look the same from 5 years ago, because time was like, you know what, we just gonna stop. We're gonna be cool. We're gonna chill. We go to the park together. Me and Time hang out all the time.
But but I will say this about AJ and why I like him a lot is he is fighters today that was a legacy fighter, and even though he failed, at least he tried.
Yeah,
and we say that about a lot of heavyweights.
Yeah, I think AJ's like a Dollar Tree Lennox Lewis almost. Like he's like kind of good, but not quite great. You know.
Hey man, I gotta go, y'all. Man, thanks for having me on.
All right, Ross,
both of y'all.
Thanks for coming through.
Much respect.
Hey, Ross, drop your channel in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.
All right. But my thing with AJ is he was a great fighter until he lost to Ruiz, and he never got it back.
Yeah, that stayed in his head. I think you know what, AJ? I think he panics when dudes throw like a combo. I think he panics, like, oh no, am I about to get stopped? Like, I think he literally has like almost a nervous breakdown in the ring sometimes, man. I don't know, man. It's like I thought he was back after Wallin and Francis Ngannou, and then he fought Triple D and looked like he never had a fight in his life. Hands were low, chin up in the air. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Was the first time he actually got in there with a real puncher. And he got punched.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. That shit.
You know what?
Roll the dice, cheerio. Roll the dice.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, roll the dice, Anthony. Like that was look, if you got a motherfucker they ain't even got his marbles, no, you back up and fight off the jab. Hit this dude with straight punches, don't commit, get your whip back, and then come back into the fight.
Oh, you just jab.
If this motherfucker gets on you, grab him every time.
Yep. You don't roll the dice, you get your wits back first. Like I don't know. I was thinking the other day, do you think that Klitschko fight took more out of him than we originally thought? Like, did that fight, like, because I heard him say that when Klitschko hit him, it shook him down to his boots. So I don't know if that fight kind of made him a little bit gun shy and he just kind of played it off and acted like, he's the big
Nah,
campus, but I
I
don't
think it
know.
was the Ruiz fight. Because here's the thing. He should have never lost to Andy Ruiz, but here's the problem. And this is what I truly believe why he lost. Deontay Wilder had just fought, and they were talking about making them two fight, and he had just devastatingly knocked out Dominic Brazil. Like, it was devastating. Like, it looked like he was dead in the ring, right? AJ, he dropped Andrew Ruiz in that third round. And I believe he threw all caution to the wind because he wanted to outdo Deontay Wilder. And that's what left him wide open for the counter. And once he got hit on top of his head, he never recovered because, like you said, and I've been saying it for years, he doesn't know what to do when somebody barrages him. When they just start letting combinations go, he shells up like a turtle, and there's nothing that he shoots back. He's really good at countering single punches. If you throw a jab or a straight by itself, he could counter you. You throw a hook, he could counter you. But if you start letting your hands go, he just starts backing up, shielding up, and he doesn't do anything. And that's how Ruiz got him, because Ruiz had no fire coming back at him.
Yeah, he was just throwing combos, and AJ was just covering up like almost in a fetal position. That is man, dude. That was and they say the guy that knocked out allegedly AJ in that camp before the Ruiz fight was Caballero. We originally thought it was Joey DeWaco, but people are saying it was actually Caballero. So if I can see that happening, because that dude, like, if he went to AJ's ribs, I bet he did hurt AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly believe, I truly believe right now, Adric Caballero is the best boxer in the heavyweight division. I don't think Usyk can beat him. I don't think anybody beats him.
I got no argument with that because he can take a punch. He keeps coming. Yeah, I got no argument with that one. I mean, for him to do, I mean, I predicted he would beat Zhang too. A lot of people had Zhang. I had Caballero winning that fight. I was like, nah, he gonna hurt Zhang, and he did.
Yeah, I had him against him and Makhmudov as well. Whenever people were real big on Makhmudov, talking about, oh, he looked like a James Bond villain. He looked scary.
Yeah,
it's a lot different than looking scary and actually being scary.
Yeah. I either picked him or I said if there are any upsets on the card, it's going to be the Caballero fight, one of the two. But I wasn't shocked that he won that fight. I wasn't shocked.
But see, people forget that years ago, he beat Derek Chisora and beat him convincingly.
Yeah, he did. Yep. Yeah.
And then, like all dark horses, he never was really given an opportunity for years. And then once he started getting these opportunities, he's just shined.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, man. Like, if he fought Daniel Dubois, I think Daniel would probably do his classic tap out. I think he would either quit or get stopped because
Usyk will never fight him. This is Usyk's last fight. He's retiring.
Yeah, he probably is. I don't think Daniel's gonna beat Usyk. I just don't. I'm not sold. I mean, if his dad has to do witchcraft for this dude to win his fights, I mean, what does that tell you, man? Yeah, I said it, Mr. Stan Dubois. We know what you're into. It's already been exposed.
I mean, he could do all the seances he wants. It's not going to help him. I just look at it like this. I got no faith in a boxer who quits. I don't care what anybody says about improvements. At the end of the day, you are who you are. And when you get back into a corner, you're going to revert back to what you know. And what he knows how to do on two different occasions is quit.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, with even if on some long shot he beats Usyk, it doesn't matter, because when somebody puts it back on him, and it will happen eventually, he will quit again.
Yep, because it's in him. Even that's why trainer James Bashir was let go from the Dubois camp, because he was in the corner the night that he fought Usyk, and he said he asked Dubois, like, what you quit for? And I guess Stan Dubois got mad at it. So they let James go just because he asked Daniel Dubois why he quit.
Yeah.
And he's going on interviews admitting that he quit, and they didn't. I guess they thought he betrayed the team. It was like,
You can't keep it real with the fighter. You got to boost their head up like they're AB.
right, yeah. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Act like, oh well, he just got hurt. He didn't get hurt. He quit.
You see, this is where I come full circle to who you brought up earlier, Deontay Wilder, right?
Yeah.
The Deontay Wilder fans ruined him. And see,
Oh.
look, here's the thing. I never believed Wilder was what they made him out to be. I never believed in his power like they said it was. I never believed in it, but
me either.
I always wanted him to win because U.S. champion representing us. I would have loved for him to fight AJ and left him flat. I would have loved for him to knock out Tyson Fury. I would have loved for it, but I saw the lack of skills. And here's my thing. In my opinion, Deontay Wilder fell apart because of that trilogy. Mark Breland saved him with throwing in the towel. But you can see, going into the trilogy, Wilder was still hyper aggressive against Fury. But once he got slept, every fight after that, that aggression has been gone. Now they blame it on the ayahuasca or whatever the fuck it's called that he's been smoking. That ain't what did it to him, homie. What did it to him was he was snoozing in the ring with a teddy bear. That's what did it to him. And that's what all the fans wanted. They wanted to see him get slept. They said, oh, Breland was wrong for throwing in the towel. Hold on, let me add LT. Remember, we are monetized, so please be careful with what you say and how you say it. Welcome to the panel. We don't hear you talking, LT. Can you hear LT?
For some reason, bro, I can't listen to anybody. Like I don't.
Can you hear me?
Hello. 1 2 1 2.
Like I can't hear anybody, bro.
You got to go out and come back in.
LT, go out and come back in if you can hear me. I'm going to remove you so you can come back. I like LT. When we get away from like boxing talk, he'll bring up all the conspiracy theories I've never heard of. And I like going down the rabbit hole sometimes. This dude be having the wildest things I'll be looking up.
I'm your dude with that too, dude. I've been studying that stuff for like 30 years, bro. I could tell you some stuff.
Yeah. But hopefully he'll be back. I'm not going to be on for much longer, but I know you got Crawford 10th round knockout. Yeah. I'm going to say if a knockout happens, it will be Canelo getting the knockout. I think more than likely this fight goes to decision. I really believe that when this fight opens up, and it might open up, I believe it will, you're going to see Crawford realize Canelo was the best guy at 168 for a reason. That the power that he has is still there. And the danger of being sparked is right there in front of his face. And I think he's going to turn into Charlo. He's going to have a Charlo performance. He's going to try until he gets hit. And he realizes this dude can knock my lights out and I can't hurt him. Just like he did to Charlo. And then he's going to be going on the run the entire time.
Charlo seemed to fight scared or like he didn't even want to be there. Like I didn't sense any hunger from Charlo. It was like, oh, I'm just here. I'll get paid. I didn't sense no eye of the tiger, so to speak. He didn't.
I don't know, Jay. I think Charlo came to win in the first 2 rounds, and then he got caught, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" And then he just went into flight mode.
I picked Canelo to win that fight. I was like, I just didn't. I said Canelo was going to win that. I don't know. The Charlos got too much going on in their little personal lives for me. Dudes like that, they're just not disciplined enough. It's like, oh, I'm having a domestic issue, so I'll skip training this week and then I'll get on. No, you got to train no matter what's going on, man. Do you just brush your teeth when you feel like it? No, you brush your teeth no matter what. These dudes, like, it's hard for me to respect fighters that aren't disciplined. Like, this is your only job, to stay in shape. There's no reason for Andy Ruiz to come in the ring at 280. Dude, all you have to do is train and box. There's no reason for a dude on the street to look better than you, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
Woo!
I think the issue becomes Jay is you beat everybody and you become so much better than everybody that you start believing in your own hype, and that
Yeah,
causes you to relax on how you normally train. It causes you to stop doing what you were doing because you're so used to beating everybody with such ease
that's a good
that
point.
you just lack off.
That's a good point. I hear feedback.
ALT, you got a lot of feedback in your mic if you can hear us.
And I don't know. My bad, bro. I don't, bro. Let me go. I don't know.
Well, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
LT,
I think we
Dadian
lost you again.
Thompson, Lawrence Taylor, LT.
Yeah, he just fell off again. I don't know. It might be the restream not acting right with his stuff. I normally don't use this, so I was just trying
Yeah,
out something new.
when I came on, I was like, "What is this?" I thought it was a StreamYard. I was like, "What is this?"
So I tried this because somebody told me on this one, and I see where you can stream off of multiple websites. So if I wanted to go on
Oh.
Twitch or Facebook Live or IG Live, I could do it all on this one. So I was
Well,
just giving it a
I
test
thought you
run.
could do that on StreamYard too, though.
You can, but the difference is on StreamYard for you to be able to do it, you got to pay for the premium. On this one, it
Oh,
just goes free.
well, yeah, free always wins that battle.
Yeah, always. Like if I could do the same thing on here, it's on there, but it's free.
Yeah,
I would take free
yeah,
99 every day of the week.
yeah, absolutely.
Nah,
Oh,
it'd be
absolutely.
different if I had like 100,000 plus subscribers and I'm making big
Yeah,
money on here. Then
yeah,
okay, we'll go with the elite program. But until
right.
then, we gonna rock with the free.
Exactly. That's what I would do. But the question is, Tony, how are the wings? That's the question. How are the wings, man?
Oh, the wings were good.
I know they was, man. What do you use? Blue cheese, ranch? Hot sauce?
Nah, see, I only use ranch on wings. I don't like ranch on anything else, but on wings, I love them. But they got to be hot wings for me to use ranch. Like
Okay.
lemon pepper, if it's lemon pepper, which is my other favorite wings outside of hot wings, then I ain't gonna go with ranch. I'm just gonna eat the lemon pepper.
Oh, okay. Got you. Got you.
But I
Yeah.
hate ranch on salads. Like I fucking hate it. Now I take that back. I like ranch as like a dip sauce. If I've got like carrots, broccoli,
Oh, yeah.
cauliflower,
Right.
like at a football party, have you dips?
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
ranch then, but that's the only time I do ranch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I prefer blue cheese, but I
Nah,
don't. Is that too
I'm
close to
too,
ranch for you?
I'm too gutter. Like I'm too much at the bottom. I don't have that acquired taste.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
I drink my glasses with my hand around them, not with my pinky up.
Yeah, I never liked that look with the pinky in the air. Like, nah, I can't do that. That's a little too feminine for your boy.
So how's your channel been going?
Oh man, it's been going slow but steady. You know, sometimes they'll put me in the algorithm, and other times they're like, not today, buddy. Like, okay, trying to figure out the algorithm. You could do a topic on a fighter, it'll do great. Then you do another one on the same guy, and it's like, oh well,
Yeah, it just doesn't
all right.
show up. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird how that happens. And then like sometimes I don't know if you ever do it, but like I'll post videos. Like I've been very I haven't really been dropping videos a lot lately.
Uh-huh.
He said Team Bud in the building. Hey, MMA boxing addict, if you want to hop on the panel, tell us how Bud does it. Because I got Nello. Whatchamacallit? I just really haven't been dropping a lot of videos recently. And it's not that I'm really bored with boxing per se. It's just that like I'll drop a video, right? And it'll be super successful. However, the night that I drop it, it only reflect like 20 views, 50 views. And I'm looking in my
Yeah.
manager and I can see 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views.
Yeah.
And I've done videos where I show it like my actual real views versus what YouTube shows my video does, and they don't
Right.
match. And it pisses me off.
Yeah. I don't get that about live streaming. Like, I'll go live, it'll show like 10 people in the chat, then I get off, it says 600 views. I'm like, huh? How we go from 20 to like 10
Yeah.
to I was like, that don't make no sense. And it's like literally right after I go off. So I'm like, how did that many people watch it that quick?
Oh no, I've had the opposite happen. I've had it where YouTube shows only like 5 people watching, and I have like 20 people typing in the chat. It's like I only got 5 people watching, but I can count 20 different people typing right now. Hold
Wow.
on, I'll
What's
be right
up, YouTube? What, like y'all running a janky empire here? What's up? Like we can't get no love. I'll tell you, dude. But I finally got monetized a little while back, so I'm fighting to get my little $100 every other month. I tell you, the life of a YouTuber. Did LT try to come back? Everybody gone? What happened? Nobody there? What? Mic check 1, 2. And the place to be. Where's everybody at?
I'm walking back. I said I'd be right back. I don't know if you
Oh,
heard me.
okay. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so I had to blow my nose.
Okay.
The hot wings made my nose run a little bit, a little
Yeah.
watery.
Sinus cavities. That's right. I guess
Yeah, man.
LT was like, I
I
can't
guess
figure
it
this
went from. I was hoping MMA boxing addicts would hop on. I don't know who that is, but
out. I'll jump
you
on the
know,
panel.
he would agree with you. He would have been like, y'all could have sat there, sing kumbaya together, sat around a campfire, roasted some s'mores, talked about how Bud was gonna win.
I thought the Piers Morgan interview was like Piers was doing like an attorney. Like if Terence said he didn't want to talk about it, he would ask the same question in a different way. I'm like, he just told you he
Yeah,
didn't
he
want
always does that. That's
to. Yeah,
just
that's
his
annoying,
MO.
dude. Like if I say I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about it, well, I don't want to talk about getting shot. Okay, but when the bullet hits you, like, dude, I just
right.
told
But then he brought up you and Trump are the only ones I've ever seen shot.
you. Yeah,
And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. It
yeah,
happened. I didn't think much about it. And then let's move on.
yeah. So where did it land on? I was like, dude, okay.
Whoa. My bad.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I got a
thought that.
message on my app. Whenever I opened it, it was playing music.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this should be the biggest. I hope Netflix get their stream right this time. Where unlike the Tyson Jake Paul where it was buffering, and I hope they get everything straight before September, man, or people are gonna be mad again.
Yeah, like, well, that broke the record for most views. They
Yeah,
did
that was
100
great.
million views. Before that, it was Ali with 90 million. So
Yeah,
Jake Paul is the face of boxing as of now.
ain't that crazy?
That's wild. Hold on,
It's-
LC just came
Let me
back.
ask you this, Tony. If you got in there with Jake Paul, what would happen?
You said what?
What would happen if you got in the ring with Jake Paul?
Shit, I ain't boxed for a long time. I don't know. I would like to say I would win with all the experience I have, but
Yeah.
I'm so
Ah,
rusty and
the
out of shape. I'm so rusty out of
experience.
shape.
Ah,
What in the world was that?
That's LT.
Oh, I was like,
I
the
mean, you could
experience.
say it like,
Throughout my amateur, you know what I mean? Amateur.
amateurs is experience. That's what they got Lomachenko to a title fight in 2 fights.
yeah, yeah.
And
I just want to see Jake take a good shot, like right on the chin. I want to see him take a good shot. What is going on with dude's mic? Like, what's up
I
with
don't
dude?
know. He keep going in and out. I
And
don't
his
even know
loud
what he's talking
too.
about.
This dude is loud. But I want to see Jake take a good shot on the chin. I just want to see how he responds to it. Just like
Well,
a
we haven't seen that. We haven't seen him actually fight somebody with power.
yeah, yeah. I don't even want to.
Yeah, he's like in and out.
I don't even want to see the Chavez Jake Paul fight. I think Chavez he's not gonna win.
Well, you got to understand, Chavez lost to Silva, and he already beat Silva.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah. I don't.
right now I got the kids with me, but another hour family, but I ain't gonna Bud gonna have to fight like how he did against 10 times better. I think you meant to say I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people judge that Masvidal fight, but I thought Bud won. Nah, I thought it was a draw. I didn't think Bud won convincingly at all. MMA. I thought it was a straight draw. I thought it was a wash. I didn't think he lost. I didn't think he win. But what I did think is he didn't deserve to walk out with that title.
I'm gonna watch that because I just saw highlights. I want to go back and watch that.
Yeah, watch the fight.
Yeah, I want to see that because I know when I saw Madrimal fight, what's the guy you said that he fought next? What's the name?
Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, he was like running from Ortiz, like fight, man. He was just running.
Because Ortiz was sunning him. He was beating him up, something that Crawford couldn't do.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know Madrimal did he fight Crawford like that? Was he running there too?
No, he stepped to him.
So he stepped to Crawford and then ran from. Wow, I don't understand. I would never, as a man, I can't just run from somebody. If I move, it's gonna be effective movement. I'm gonna be jabbing or doing something. I can't just run. That's like a coward or something. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're outboxing using your angles, keeping somebody at the end of your punches, that's cool. But if you just evading, and like just throwing little throwaway shots with no intent behind them, yeah, I can't get down with that.
I was at the Henry Akinwande Lennox Lewis fight in Reno, Nevada, and that dude would not stop hugging. I mean, Mills Lane warned him; he's still hugging. I was like, oh, he just got disqualified. He was like, I guess he got a right from Lewis. He's like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm hugging. I don't care. He's like, I am not fighting this dude. I was like, man, I paid all this money for this dude to get disqualified. Like, really? The life of a fighter, I guess.
Yeah, so let's do this. I'm gonna say my piece, then I'm gonna let you close us out. And when you close us out, drop your if you can. I don't know if you can, but drop your channel. In fact, hold on. I'm gonna do
Okay.
it for you real fast. Let me
I
go ahead.
appreciate that.
I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Let me go here.
That Tony Tone.
Got you. Hold on. Click here, go here, boom. All right, you can catch J Rules here, and then let me do it for Ross Clot as well. Excalibur.
Jamaican rude boy.
Why is Ross Clot not coming up? His channel's not popping up. That's weird. Hold on.
Smoking a ganja.
Why is Ross Clot not popping up in my feed? That's weird. I'm going all the way through here, looking. Did it unsubscribe me to his channel? Hold on.
Wow.
That's real weird. Hold on.
Wowzers.
I'm gonna drop him, and then I'm gonna give where I began. I'm gonna end it, and then you can say your breakdown of the fight to go out on, just to refresh people's memory or people who are new here. Let them hear how you see it going. But I'm gonna let you close out the channel in just a second. I'm just trying to find Ross Clot's channel.
Yeah, no problem.
And link it. What happened with your boy Andrew Tucker? He don't make videos no more?
Yeah, he's like doing like music videos, and he's supposed to be like leaving the country, like moving to Taiwan or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's got some family business over there, but he's like making like music videos, and he's like all over the place.
There it is. I found it. Bow.
Yeah, he made a boxing video recently, I think.
Okay, there you go. I finally found it. The second one I did was Ross Clot. Sub to him. He was here earlier, and Jay Rules is the one above him. The first link that is sent, the one on the panel right now. So this is how I see the fight going. I think Terence Crawford is going to be the dog that he is until he's not. He's going to end up like Charlo. He's going to step to Canelo. He's going to get hit by something he ain't never been hit by before. He's going to feel Thor's hammer on his head, and he's going to go into flight mode for the rest of the fight. I think he's going to fight very negative. I think he's going to try to approach the fight like he did against Victor Postol and just try to keep Canelo at the end of his punch while he move, jab, move, jab, throw a straight here or there. But what he will not do is trade in the pocket after he gets hit for the first good time. That'll end the pocket trades. If it does go to the pocket, I got Crawford getting schlepped. Nighty-night. Put that cap on his head. He going to bed. But on that, I'm out. Jay Ruse is about to hop on. He's going to close out. He's going to give his breakdown of the fight. Sub to both those dudes' channels.
Yeah, man. I think Crawford is just gonna go in there and with a point to prove. I think he's just gonna dominate. I think with the world watching, I think he's been waiting for this moment, for all his life, like Phil Collins. I think he's just gonna go in there. They probably try to establish the jab at some point, and I think use his angles the best he can. And if he can take a crisp shot, it'll be an interesting. But I think he'll probably stop Canelo in round 10. I know, bold prediction, going out on a limb there. Going out on a limb. But thanks for having me. Much respect. LSR forever. Be fearless. Yay.